Are you overwhelmed by the amount of digitals that you have? Me too. Today, come with me as we tackle this problem. This is the desk that's right behind my desk when I'm creating. So it becomes a catch all for, all the pieces that I'm working on. You can see there is my DIY washi tape, my labels, and so it's time to clean this off so that I can kind of start fresh. And I thought I'd bring you along with me. So, as I'm going to go through all of this, which is mostly all printables in these trays that I get from Dollar Tree, I decided I'm going to show you a new method to use up your digitals. I started off by cleaning off my desk area so that I have plenty of space to work. And because I make kits, I have so much surplus and extras that I print out. So I end up with all of these papers, and I start off with them organized especially when I'm filming and showing you guys a specific kit. I keep them together, but then a kit gets put on top of another kit and we end up with this. So I'm going to show you an idea that I had to use up our papers. So I'm going to start off by just grabbing some papers. So this is kind of a take on masterboard, but with a little bit of a spin. Oh, I never use this paper. Oh, these are so pretty. I think these were from Patreon. On a traditional masterboard, you are going to take a piece of paper as your base or something as your base, cardboard, and then you're going to glue pieces on top in collage style, kind of like Mod Podge. In this case, we are going about it just a little differently, and I'm going to start off by cutting some pieces out. I'm going to pull some colors that I like. Most of this is printed on cardstock. A couple of things are printed with copy paper. This is the type of project that you can do when you don't have a ton of time, or maybe you're a little creatively stuck. It allows you to just create without that perfectionism thought pattern that happens. And it's my favorite type of project because there is no measuring. And if you're a creator that struggles with being slow, this is the type of project that helps you overcome that. That's something that I need help with. I believe there's a good balance in taking your time and enjoying the pieces around you and kind of getting immersed in the beauty of papers. And, that's why we do this. But there's something to be said about creating with a purpose where you're not feeling tied down. So instead of having a substrate that we are gluing down to, we are actually making, let's call these like Franken. When I was in the planner community, we used to make Franken planners. So it's the idea of Frankenstein, where you just put pieces together, make it work for what you need. And so that is what we're doing essentially here. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to one of my strips, and I'm going to line it up here. And we're almost making our own type of scrapbook paper. It's like you're creating your own little kit. And as fast as you're seeing it on the screen, that is how fast I am making this. I'm not sitting around and making my mind up of whether something looks good or not, because that's kind of what kills the process for me a lot of times. You know, and I talk a lot about that on my channel of, you know, kind of quieting that voice of design, of perfectionism, and trying to get everything, oh no, meticulously perfect. But I do the same things. Oops. So you can see here, this is my final result for this page, and there's crookedness going on here, and it's not going to matter because we're looking at this similarly to a masterboard where we can cut pieces up and rearrange them. I believe this is some scrapbooking paper. For a project like this, you can use any type of glue that you want. You can use a tacky glue, a glue stick even. I'm using this because it's on my desk, but I don't necessarily think it's the best alternative here, just because it, as you saw it, it sticks pretty quickly. And I'm not really able to move stuff around. If you were using a wet, let's say a tacky glue or a white glue, you'd be able to lift pieces up. For example, let's say I had glued this down, but I was using a wet glue. I could still shimmy this behind here because the glue doesn't bond instantly. Okay, we have our second one done, and let's do one more. And I am going to grab my printable that I had over on the side. One of my favorite things to mix together is florals. For me, it's one of the patterns that doesn't hold any rules, and you can mix every color together. And you can tear all of your papers like I did right there, or you can line them up. It's whatever your preference is. And you can do what I'm doing here and have a mix of the two. I've got this journal that we started together. Do you remember the board book one? And I am going to show you how I'm going to use those 3 pieces to quickly make pages in here. I'm going to cut here. This little piece of ephemera is meant to be, it's a hole in real life, and so it's meant to be used like that. So I'm going to just cut that out. And I'm going to lay this down. And then we can add a photo, or we can add one of Tim Holtz's people. We'll start with that. And now we have a full finished page. So these are items that you can keep in your stash and then just use as you need them. Kind of like my little drawers that I have sitting on my desk. I have 3 that are nestled inside of one another, and these also were organized at one point, but I have little pieces that I've worked on, and that's honestly my biggest tip if you want to produce a lot of content, is to do something like that, because the piece is already halfway done for you. And look, we still have so many more options with this. I actually want to show you this really quick, because you might look at this and think, well, I don't see an option to do anything that's worthwhile with this. So I'm just going to even out the corners or the edges just a little. And so I have a couple of options here. I can completely cover that butterfly. Also, I can put this on top, and I was just thinking, if I have one of these people, how about this little boy? It can look like he's got a little wing attached to him. A couple of staples, because we're trying to make this easier, but also I love staples. And just like that, we had a page within minutes. And while we're on that same idea, I'm going to use the other part of that. And I do want something here, so I think I will just cut a strip of this. I hope that this tutorial gives you maybe the permission or just inspires you to go and mix fabrics that you don't think would go together. Do here. But what I am going to add is some script. I don't even know what I'm going to write yet. And we're going to stick it down, and this is just a little piece of a note card. And as you can see here, we have covered up some of the papers that we laid down, and that's the whole point of this. It's to kind of push back past those boundaries that sometimes we're restricted because maybe we don't want to tear the papers up, they're too pretty, or maybe we just don't want to mess up. This gives you the will to mess up. So I glued this down to make a quote, and if it doesn't work, I can always stick something on top of it. So let's go over to Pinterest. And so, in the spirit of that, I just went into Pinterest and I looked up quote messing up, and this one immediately popped out. And it says, "Let it be unpolished and messy and true." And so, we're going to go ahead and write that. But if for whatever reason I don't like the way that looks, I can grab one of these people and stick it here, and then you can see the words in the background. And just like we did with my other video where we made the background papers using script, we would be using it in the same way. And it's beautiful and it's lovely and it's a piece of your writing. And I know that right now you might not like your writing, but I'm going to tell you that your kids, your grandkids, your friends, your whomever comes across it, even if it's sitting in that it's been donated and it's sitting inside of a thrift store, that somebody is going to come across it and they're going to cherish that handwriting. And I know that because I cherish other people's handwriting. I pray that this video was encouraging to you to let go and just create and be creative, because you were created to create. And I just wanted to remind you today, in case someone else has not, you are kind, you are generous, you are sweet, and you are lovely. And you deserve to be seen and to be heard. But most of all, you are loved more than you will ever know. It's an unconditional love that we cannot even fathom or deserve. Until next time, love you. Bye.